Alexander-Arnold, Thiago, Firmino, Liverpool injury latest, return dates. Liverpool have started the season well, winning 4 of their 5 Premier League games and advancing in the Carabao Cup. Jurgen Klopp opted against making a host of summer signings, instead preferring to work with a settled squad. However, he is having to deal with a host of injuries and may well be getting an unwelcome sense of déjà vu following last season's difficulties. The Reds travel to Brentford this weekend for what will be a tricky game, and they also have Champions League games to contend with. It means Klopp will have to rotate his options with a heavyweight clash against Manchester City coming next weekend. We take a look at some of the club's current injuries and their potential return dates. The Reds' right-back was a late absentee from last weekend's win over Crystal Palace. Illness was behind his withdrawal, but Klopp maintained it was nothing long-term, and the academy graduate has been back training. The Reds' boss said Trent was not injured, Trent was a little bit ill. He's back in training, trained yesterday and will be fine. Expected return date available for this weekend. The Brazilian last played for the Reds in the home draw with Chelsea almost a month ago. He limped off with a hamstring injury and, since then, Diogo Jota has taken over in attack. Klopp has stated he will be back for the European clash with Porto in midweek, but the game in West London remains touch and go. We have to make a decision if we take him with us or not. Porto, 100%. Brentford, we have to see, he said. Expected return date next week. It was the veteran who filled in for Alexander-Arnold last weekend against the Eagles, having played that role previously under Klopp. Milner has been used more sporadically thus far, making just 2 appearances in the league. He has been in and around training, however, and is another man who could feature in West London this weekend. Expected return date available for this weekend. The Spanish midfielder was dealt a further setback last weekend as he hobbled off. Thiago experienced an issue in his calf and had to be assisted off the Anfield pitch. The former Bayern Munich man is still looking to enjoy a lengthy run in the starting side, but Klopp claims there is no chance he features in the coming weeks, with his return expected after the next set of international fixtures. It's a muscle in the calf. It is not 100% clear when he will back. After the international break, probably. I don't think it will be any earlier, he said. Expected return date several weeks. The Welshman pulled out of international duty last week and has remained an absentee. Williams is yet to feature for the Reds this season, but both Klopp and his number 2 Pep legenders have been impressed with his recovery. The German said, "Nico made his first steps the day before yesterday. Yesterday a recovery day. Will be in training today. If it's 100%, we will see how he can cope with it." Expected return date next week. The Guinean replaced Thiago last weekend and scored a sensational volley in front of the Kop. However, he picked up a knock in midweek and is set to hand Klopp yet another issue as he faces up to a host of midfield absentees, although the issue is not thought to be long-term. The Liverpool boss said on his weekend availability, "Maybe, probably not. It's not a serious thing, but we have to wait until the pain settles, pretty much. We will see about that." He also added his injury will keep him out of the next game and potentially a little longer. Expected return date several weeks. Where will Liverpool finish in the league this season? Comment below. The young midfielder had started the season impressively for the Reds, having returned from a loan spell away. However, against Leeds he clashed with Pascal Struijk and immediately required attention before being taken off on a stretcher. Liverpool's players were visibly distressed, and it looks as if the teenager's year could already be over due to a left ankle fracture dislocation.